And this is what I do know for sure. When something this major happens, when you have the fallout, 50 women coming forward, that it's a watershed moment.
Singer Seal posted a meme on Instagram featuring Oprah Winfrey kissing the disgraced mogul. The meme's caption read, "When you've been part of the problem for decades, but suddenly they all think you're the solution."
The question now could pass attendees like Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore, Kelly Osbourne, Justin Bieber, and Usher be potentially questioned by federal investigators.
Were that there are a lot of people in Hollywood who are probably worried about which Diddy parties they were at and what was going on.
Diddy's reign appears to be over, but speculation is growing that another billionaire could face a similar downfall, and it's not Jay-Z, but Oprah Winfrey. For years, rumors have circulated suggesting Oprah isn't as she appears, hinting at something more sinister behind her warm and caring persona. This moment of reckoning might also mark her decline. Critics have pointed to various reasons for questioning Oprah's image. Even aside from any major accusations, she has been alleged to have a bullying demeanor that contrasts sharply with her public persona. For example, an old interview with the Olsen twins resurfaced, drawing backlash. In the interview, Oprah was criticized for being invasive and unsympathetic, particularly considering that the twins were just teenagers at the time.
People are going to write what they want to write. We try not to read the good or the bad because it just kind of comes with the territory. Either you're too fat, you're too skinny, and people are just going to write what they
What size are you, by the way?
Size?
Yeah, I always like
I'm
to
really
know.
short.
You're not sure?
Girls, and
that's so interesting. That is so interesting. I'm like obsessed with size, and you're like, I really don't know.
Mary-Kate did eventually seek treatment for an eating disorder later that year. And we progressed, and we've seen just the look on her face, how horrified Mary-Kate and her sister Ashley were when they were asked that question, and then for Oprah to laugh about it. It comes off tone deaf now.
Actress Monique has also accused Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry of blackballing her in Hollywood, claims that have gained credibility over time. Tyler Perry even admitted to playing a role in ensuring she was not hired for projects. Monique also alleged that Oprah took roles originally offered to her. The conflict escalated when Oprah invited Monique's estranged family onto her show without her consent. While Monique was informed that her brother who had sexually assaulted her would be present, she was blindsided by the inclusion of her entire estranged family, an act she described as deeply hurtful and exploitative.
Obligation to let Oprah Winfrey know how I really felt. Now I want you to understand something too. See, this is why me and Oprah Winfrey got a problem.
It's still there.
Until that woman says, let me apologize to you publicly, it'll be to the day I leave this earth. Because what you did was malicious, and it was intentional, and it was ugly.
If Oprah was watching this, what would you tell her?
I would say, Oprah Winfrey, you know what you need to do, and stop hiding behind what you call was negative comments, what you call, oh, I don't even deal with things like that, because what people are beginning to do is see you for who you are.
Let them know what you say.
One of the most controversial aspects of Oprah's career and the part that might connect her to Diddy is her relationship with Harvey Weinstein. While Oprah has publicly supported survivors of sexual assault, including giving a powerful Oscar speech on the topic, critics have pointed out her long-standing collaboration with Weinstein. Despite working closely with him for years, she never publicly addressed his misconduct when it came to light. Oprah's response was seen by many as evasive. Instead of directly condemning Weinstein, she referred to the situation as a watershed moment, and spoke about the broader issue of sexual assault without explicitly naming or calling out Weinstein. This perceived reluctance to confront him directly has raised significant questions about her stance and integrity.
And this is what I do know for sure. When something this major happens, when you have the fallout, 50 women coming forward, that it's a watershed moment. And what I do believe is actually happening is that, first of all, it's triggering a lot of unreleased pain, repressed anger, guilt, and suffering that a lot of women have had. I happened to be on set with several actresses the other day, and we were filming some things, and they were like, hadn't slept over a period of 2 or 3 days, and I was like, what is that? I said, oh, you guys are suffering from PTSD.
And when you start talking about it out loud, too.
Everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. And so I think this is a watershed moment. And if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment. I think this is a moment where no matter what business you work in, there have been women who not only had the disease to please, that's a part of it, but who felt that in order to keep my job, in order to keep my position, in order to keep moving forward, I've got to smile, I've got to look the other way, I got to pretend he didn't say that, I got to pretend he didn't touch me. I think those days are about to be over.
Oprah emphasized the broader struggles women face rather than focusing specifically on Harvey Weinstein, suggesting the issue should transcend individual cases. While some appreciated her effort to highlight systemic problems, others criticized her for conveniently sidestepping accountability for her close association with Weinstein. Many argued that her approach deflected attention from Weinstein's actions and avoided holding him, a longtime collaborator and friend, directly accountable. Critics viewed this as a missed opportunity to use her platform to condemn him unequivocally. What do you think? Was Oprah right to spotlight the larger issue of women's challenges, or should she have placed greater emphasis on directly addressing Weinstein's misconduct?
Pretend it's okay. You pretend you didn't know.
It isn't. You're right, Jeff. You're absolutely right.
But a lot of women have been silenced, and I know
But I think it's going to change.
being a victim of child sexual abuse, that when you feel like you cannot be heard, and then other people start speaking out, it makes you feel like, oh, now I can speak out too.
Yeah.
So,
And you've been speaking about it for years.
Following Oprah's Oscar speech, where she highlighted the struggles faced by women, some public figures openly criticized her. Singer Seal was among the most vocal, stating that Oprah had been complicit in the problem for decades and was now attempting to portray herself as a saint. His remarks resonated with those who felt her past associations contradicted the message she delivered in her speech. This criticism added fuel to ongoing debates about her authenticity and accountability in addressing these issues.
Me too.
3 days after Oprah publicly supported victims of sexual assault in the wake of numerous allegations against Harvey Weinstein, singer Seal Instagrammed this meme, showing Winfrey kissing the disgraced mogul. It reads, "When you have been part of the problem for decades, but suddenly they all think you are the solution."
Please welcome Seal!
The 54-year-old who's appeared on Oprah's show captioned his post, "Oh, I forgot, that's right, you'd heard the rumors, but you had no idea he was actually serially assaulting young starry-eyed actresses, my bad." While Weinstein maintains his innocence, Seal hasn't commented further, and Oprah has not responded.
This moment is a really powerful time for everybody to get woke.
Actress Rose McGowan, a prominent voice in the #MeToo movement, was among those who criticized Oprah following her public support for sexual assault victims in the wake of the allegations against Harvey Weinstein. McGowan accused Oprah of abandoning victims and labeled her as fake as they come, intensifying the backlash against the media mogul. Singer Seal also added fuel to the fire by sharing a meme on Instagram that showed Oprah kissing Weinstein, accompanied by the text, "When you have been part of the problem for decades but suddenly they all think you are the solution." Seal captioned his post with a sarcastic remark, "Oh, I forgot, that's right. You'd heard the rumors but had no idea he was actually serially assaulting young starry-eyed actresses. My bad." While Weinstein has maintained his innocence, Seal has not commented further, and Oprah has refrained from addressing these criticisms. The incident sparked widespread discussion about Oprah's past associations and whether her actions align with her public persona.
On Twitter over her past associations with some controversial men. Rose wrote, quote, "From being pals with Harvey Weinstein to abandoning and destroying Russell Simmons' victims, she is about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain. She is as fake as they come." And just to refresh your memory, music producer Russell Simmons has been accused of rape by at least 15 women. Last year, Oprah pulled out of a documentary that's highlighting their stories because she and the filmmakers apparently did not see eye to eye on that project. And as for her former friendship with Harvey Weinstein, Oprah had said that she did not know about the sexual assault accusations from women, including Rose, only that she had heard he was a bully.
To refresh your memory, Kevin Hart is an old friend of Diddy and is also close to both Oprah and Tyler Perry. He's even gone on record saying that Oprah loves him more than anyone else in the world. It's clear that the four of them are likely very familiar with one another, given their long-standing connections. Kevin Hart was also featured in the now infamous video where Diddy jokingly claimed that he and Hart fight over Frosted Flakes. This video further cemented their friendship and the close-knit nature of their circle.
If we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off goddamn plane. Usher fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. Yo, what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this for me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes. And we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid. Listen. You're having a good time, yo. Are you Usher made in the Hey, yo.
Some people have pointed out the timing of Kevin Hart closing his restaurants just days before Diddy's arrests, which they find suspicious. While others have tried to debunk the theory, the coincidence has raised eyebrows, especially given the history and connections between Hart, Diddy, Oprah, and Tyler Perry. With their close ties, it's hard to dismiss the timing as purely coincidental, leading many to wonder if there might be more to the story than meets the eye.
Or the 16th, because he knew that he was going to be arrested by federal authorities. And I think it's fair to assume, since him and Kevin are such BFFs together, that he would have let Kevin know exactly what was going on ahead of time.
And then there's the fact that, whether Kevin is involved or not, he's certainly aware of the power dynamics in Hollywood. He made it clear when he warned Kelly Clarkson not to talk too much, as it could get her into trouble.
I was like, and then, I don't know if you've had this, but I've had people throw millions of dollars in my face to do something I didn't want to do. And, what? Just, you've been off, yeah. Oh, they're in the room.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah. That was my way of cueing you. Like, it's open dialogue.
Yeah, you want me to keep talking about it?
By all means, we can keep talking about anything. But
don't do it.
Yeah, no, of course.
One thing's for sure, people who used to attend his wild parties are probably worried right now and could be questioned by the authorities.
But back to his parties.
I said, everybody, come on over to the house.
While it's not a crime to attend a Diddy event, several of the civil lawsuits allege sex crimes occurred during those wild parties.
I've got a lot I can't tell. Can't tell that one either.
The question now could past attendees like Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore, Kelly Osbourne, Justin Bieber, and Usher be potentially questioned by federal investigators.
Oh my God. I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
There were very curious things taking place.
Anyone who attended one of Diddy's parties dating back decades should be concerned. So Diddy's rich and powerful friends should make sure they have lawyers on standby, so the feds may come knocking.
Over the weekend, all of Usher's posts on Twitter mysteriously disappeared, leading some to speculate it was related to Diddy.
Former federal prosecutor Nayar Rahman has already stated that the rich and powerful people involved with Diddy are probably speaking to their lawyers right now.
I do, and I'm here in Hollywood, and Diddy's parties were notorious and one of the worst kept secrets in Hollywood. If I were one of those rich and famous celebrities and I participated in sex acts, I would be very concerned. I would be talking to a lawyer. At best, I'm a witness. At worst, I'm a co-defendant. And I thought that the feds were actually thinking about potentially charging others, and that's why it took 6 months to arrest and indict Diddy. But it turns out that wasn't the case. But if you believe the U.S. Attorney Damian Williams, and I do, in the reports, there are at least 50 witnesses that the feds have spoken to, and I bet that some of those were participants in the sex.
He also mentioned that many people are hoping the wealthy will finally face consequences, rather than escaping without punishment like they did in the Jeffrey Epstein case.
I think they are, and I think they should. Obviously, very different case, but you know, one of the criticisms of the Jeffrey Epstein investigation is that the rich and famous people that participated in the sex acts were never brought to justice. And even Epstein himself got a sweetheart deal, probably because he was very rich and well connected. So, if there are other celebrities, they shouldn't get a free pass merely because of their wealth or their fame. And, I think that the U.S. Attorney's Office going after Diddy, obviously he's going to be their main target. But if there's other people that were participants, they too should be prosecuted.
There's already a long list of people identified as being part of his shenanigans, with the only remaining question being identifying the enablers, victims, and bystanders.
Were that there are a lot of people in Hollywood who are probably worried about which Diddy parties they were at and what was going on. That's not to say that they were necessarily even involved in any of the things that are alleged by the U.S. Attorney's Office. But if you're at that party and it turns out that that's when he set up one of these freak-off sex parties, or that it was going on in another room and you didn't know about it, there's a good chance that you're going to be called by the U.S. Attorney's Office. And certainly if you were involved, you would get a call, because they're going to want to know everything you want to know, and may even want you to be a witness. I just think, we're just starting to scratch the surface of what this case, this case is going to touch and involve. And the feds have said that this remains an open investigation. There could be more charges for Diddy. There could be more charges for other people involved. And usually the way this works is once they find out other people are involved or were witnesses, they bring them in and they sort of lean on them, and it's sort of like, you're going to cooperate with us, or there's a possibility that you could face charges. So this is going to be a slow developing a case here, because we're just getting started, and I don't see how this trial begins anytime before next year.
For now, Oprah has managed to stay out of the spotlight, but how long will this last? With Kevin Hart now involved, will we soon see Oprah's reality exposed once and for all? Let us know what you think in the comments. That's it for now. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for more updates.